TeamSpeak, you could still perform at a very high level.
Yeah, Cash is back.
Cash is back. Yeah. Cash is back and greener than ever. And there are two maps where individual plays are king, and to have players like Electronic and Sybil playing well can mean the world. So now we're back on pistols. Stewie has a scout to work with. They've made their way out long for free, so they have this for now. They are worried about a flank, and they're keeping their ducks in a row, making sure to go back and check. But it's still going to be, it's actually going to be difficult for NAVI. They can know they're at long, but they've kind of got to wait for Liquid to make a move. And Boomich is out here by himself.
Well, when I see a Tech 9, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it makes me feel old, because I remember exactly what it was like to use a Tech 9 back in the day. But I don't go anywhere near it now. Do you?
Hands off. But we'll see if the drive-by catwalk plays still work out. This is a nostalgic throwback. Electronic's going to be dodging some P250 shots up close and personal versus the 4 remaining members of Team Liquid. Simple's ready to challenge through mid doors if need be. And once this smoke fades, we could have 2 heads on display. We've already seen Twist pick up some deep shots, but here it is. The crossfire. Electronic comes in, starts calling him, and down he goes. Nitro. What do you know? That Tech 9 getting one in. Swaps over the creep and can't get anything further. 3 survivors for Navi as they hit that 4-0 start.
They might get 5-0 and get become on fire. Probably the
Straight
first
out the gates
in the tournament. Yeah, that would be a good. This would be a good place to start. We'll be doing a lot of Navi coverage at this event.
Yes,
doing 3 of the 4 matches. Three of the first 4 matches.
Yeah.
With Navi. So yeah, we'll kind of get to see and draw up the storyline, which will be interesting because they're overdue for a big win.
And I would say even, you know, once we thought Guardian coming back, Boomich taking over the in-game leadership, Zeus finally passing on the torch to this new and supposedly improved Navi, but it's been rough. It has been a rough start for them. And I think Star Series was a bit of a shock for everyone, honestly. I mean, sure enough, they were knocked out of the tournament by Heroic, who were coming off of a 2nd place at DreamHack Rotterdam.
Some people didn't know about that. You know, not everybody watched DreamHack Rotterdam, but yeah, Heroic have had quite a glow up recently. So some of us were less surprised.
Yeah.
For good reason. They're definitely playing well. But still, it's obviously different tiers.
Yep.
Different tiers.
So, you know, growing pains. This one, a bit of a standoff, but Stewie's going to be the first one damaged. Boomich taking the usual spot of Electronic on the front line of Cat. The Molotov behind him, and Twist so ready for him to be burned into position, but Simple on the head of his teammate will trade it back right away. Good exchange. Long control back by Guardian, traded immediately yet again. These back and forth engagements until NAVI gets the edge. 19 HP for him. He's hiding behind the telephone pole.
He wants that.
Tippity-tapping from Flamey, trying to bring it back, but they stop right there. Team Liquid on the board, extinguish what was the embers of Navi's opening flames. Nice to see. They've broken through the spree.
You brought it up, and it's interesting. If we looked at the mini-map just then, there were so many, I think it was almost 8 kills, all by that mid double doors, and it was nice and early in the round. There just seems to be so much traffic there, and it seems like Navi are happy to fight. It's kind of on the CTs to decide if they want to fight through the doors, and they're almost always taking the aggressive option.
Economic woes, however, here for Navi. They've been relegated to a Deagle, which is down, the CZ on Boomich, and an MP9 of Electronic, which has been tucked away in the bottom of tunnels already.
This is a ridiculous aim map thing that's going on. You're not supposed to see rifles dueling ops.
A Liege with the bait and switch hops over the 9mm rounds and leaves poor Navi 2v4.
It's got to be demoralizing. You're Guardian, slow peeking a rifle at the top of mid. Twist is waiting for you scoped.
Yeah.
He wants to fight, and he gets the headshot. That's not supposed to be the correct play, and yet he's winning. Obviously, the SG has something to do with that. And I assume that's probably why a lot of kills are going down at mid. There's so much confidence on the T side, and then you have the CT side, who are normally used to being able to have an op that's not going to be challenged, ready to fight. So there's so many battles that go down that probably wouldn't have gone down just a couple of months ago.
It's the difficulty of being a CT and peeking from B site towards the left of CT spawn, you know. Left eye peek, disadvantage. Twist's happy to hold it, especially versus a walking opponent. I mean, he sees that shoulder nearly a second before Guardian has a chance. So bullet between the eyes.
Yeah, we're actually we're experiencing kind of a change of the strategic makeup of Dust 2, and it's kind of nuts because it was already a very stripped down, very simple map to play.
Right.
But it's definitely making it more fast-paced. Liquid will go ahead and win this round. It's our immediate save here for Navi. Boomich hangs on to an AWP. But how do they approach mid? I really think that maybe, I mean, opping it is still usually going to be the better option, but with the amount of confidence Swiss has to sit up there, you have to wonder if he's got some kind of agency knowledge that's giving him the confidence to pull off these kind of audacious plays. So I would like to see Navi probably try to do more aggressive cat presence, where they had Electronic show some success in the first 4 rounds they won.
Okay.
And then also doing something simple like just making sure you're anchoring the B site with your op in case there's a mid to B. It can be your window player. You can have 2-3 setup. But I don't know if they want to have 2. And I just don't know if they specifically want to fight mid so early on because it's not going so hot for them.
And the speed of which Liquid, I think, are moving up as well. You know, we've had nobody sit outside of long doors. We've had no, or at least not too many, of these slow tunnel walkouts. I don't think I've seen a set of eyes from Liquid peering into that B bomb site as of yet. It's been mid fights after mid fights with that cat to A as step 2. But here we find ourselves with Flamey having the only weapon for Navi. And Team Liquid not letting off the gas pedal whatsoever. They immediately established this long doors control. They've got 3 bodies out already. Still 2 members back, ready to flash if need be. But it's USPs on the other side. So you'd think it's an easy day in the office. Flamey's going to walk away with 50 health.
Yeah, he
lucky to be alive.
He might fight again. We'll see. That Molly might not be. Oh no, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, Guardian flushed out of position, dies. They know that there's nobody else at car because no smoke goes down. And Flamey, more reason to take a fight. He's low on HP. His teammates are basically pawns walking around with these USBs. He's got to be a leader and try to get the kill. Stewie would be the greatest scalp, of course, but even that op, like they can just go and pick that up again if they want to. So not going to be too easy. The only thing working for them is we can see the blue guys and the yellow guys are all on the same side of the map right now.
Stewie already gave Flamey a chance, and the second one dishes out death. Oh, but Simple has quickly gotten his paws back on the op. Stewie bests him after having 1 member drop. That's Nitro taken out of the equation. Boomich retreats from the other side of smoke, and a man's caught in mid. Elige lingering will spot out Boomich as well. So they know that A site's completely theirs, and Team Liquid will be content to take their frags. Stewie actually popped by Boomich's pistol. So a little bit of a loss towards the end.
Yeah, interesting. They have the op on that round, but now they can't afford to buy it again, even though this is their full buy. Great round from Stewie, of course. That op shot, this one to trade out Simple right after. But it's going to be majority M4s. So, well, almost everything M4s, unless, yeah, Flame will go ahead and get an AUG at the very least. So they have 1 scope to play with. You know, if you think that there's going to be a lot of fighting in mid, there's 3-4 players from Liquid who are having great success at mid, maybe think about a delayed upper B push. Now, Liquid are going to try to make it seem like, you know, you don't want to do that, that's not safe. But if Navi have a good read on the situation, because we're obviously omnipotent, we can see everything right now, then they'll try something like that, push an extremity of the map.
Flamey did try to get a little bit closer to the tunnel exit. It was met by 2 frag grenades right at the gate. Like you said, you know, Liquid trying to convince Navi it's not a good idea. And currently it isn't, because we do still have Nitro anchoring, waiting for that tunnel push. Meanwhile, Liquid doing what the textbook has worked for them so far. Playing for the mid, knowing that there has been another player on the side of this smoke very consistently, whether that be Boomich or Electronic. This time, ooh, wow, an electrifying first frag. Twists cleared from his cubby, and nobody able to trade that one. So we're going to immediately watch Navi start to sink back slightly. Frag grenade misses the mark. 2 points of damage is all he gets for it.
They have pick control, so losing Cat's not the biggest problem. It's actually a pretty decent setup here for Navi. They can fall back off of this. They don't have an op as the one problem. And Electronic's in a very vulnerable spot, especially to grenades. He's picking the spot because he probably likes the fights a lot more, but it's a bit of a risk if he has to jump off. 3 Molotovs left for Team Liquid, and one of them's going to land on his feet. Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right. Gonna play this one close. We've got 3 targets for him to start taking. Naswag down first, and the spray down continuous for 2. Guardian actually gets caught off by Nitro, which creates a slight gap for them to push. However, unsuspectingly, walking into Boomich will not make their job any easier. How about a second, Stu? That first one's nasty. Simple tries to jump, but Stewie has the cover. Expects Flamey to come from catwalk. Oh man, giving him way too many chances.
If he knew that the player was going to be there when he popped up, he would have taken the shot. Yeah, that was close for a second. We saw a flash of brilliance with Stewie hitting that op shot on long, but Boomich played a spot really well, and they maintained a man advantage the whole time. So you gotta like that cat setup. It was very fluid, right? Because when you're dry running, you're thinking, okay, we throw a lead set of nades, and then these players fall back to these spots, and then we execute. So here we look at Electronic. He's not respecting that, and that's what catches Liquid off guard. Moves up into a position that you wouldn't normally play in every round, but one that makes sense considering the circumstances. So they read it perfectly. It was cat play. He knew he could actually use their smokes to his advantage on that angle, and was able to obviously shine with his mechanical brilliance and put together those 2 kills.
Fast fight over here on long. Gone instantly, the 2 stars of NAVI, who do have, of course, 2 players within the top 5 at Blast Copenhagen. Copenhagen. Words can be hard at times, but opening frags not so much. This round has been a breeze. Already cutting down 3. Liquid left on just Stewie and Elige, but they've started to claw their way back through mid. A second headshot. Talking about top 5 players, Elige, second highest rated at this event, only after Device. And look at this, so nice. Not only do they get that duo of frags inside of middle, but they transition it into the B bomb site plant. Not the easiest of retakes, especially considering there's only 2 flashbangs, and another easy kill.
And Elige, excuse me, still has his smoke. This is almost a cancel. Window, the only entrance you can come through. You've got to support Boomich.
Brother, we're talking 2 versus 5. Stewie and Elige have managed to put this one even keel. Boomich waiting for his chance to strike, but from beneath the window he falls. Team Liquid never supposed to win this round, but they'll keep that spree of victories rolling. 4 in a row for the North Americans. How did they pull that one off?
What are you supposed to say? You know, I mean, if you're a lead, you come into middle, you have a crossfire, both players die at nearly the same time. One of them is just supposed to get the kill. They're both looking for him. The second guy's waiting for him. The first guy's his only job in CT spawn is to spot mid. So they're just supposed to win their duels, and Elige wins versus both. That's just fantastic play on a mechanical basis. You know, strategy aside, it's
right.
You know, they both knew exactly what was coming for them.
And that 3rd kill from Stewie, him standing on the box inside of the bomb site, scope down through the doors, catches a player who's expecting to clear close corners on CT spawn. Oh. I mean, a 3v2 for NAVI, that retake looks way more doable.
Yeah, played to perfection, and they held on to utility for so long. Not panicking once they got out the doors. Realized if they were going to play to win the round, they've got to hang on to utility.
And that's why I brought up the stat line at the start of this game. You know, playing off the back foot, playing from the numbers disadvantage. Team Liquid, they don't seem to stress in those situations. But it would be stressful knowing out there somewhere there is an op. Guardian shows face on A, and fades back towards Cat. But we do still have the entirety of NAVI on this side of the map, of course.
Yeah, they can pose a threat. This is how Liquid kind of just wore them down previously by doing this, trying to bait them into thinking it's time to cross by throwing these smokes. And then when they don't cross, Stewie has an opportunity to try to get a shot in. That's how the kills come. NAVI don't want to wait until they're all the way wrapped. Here, Elige is starting to make his way up, and he's making good ground, but good grenades back and forth.
Dude, suddenly these pistols look scary. You've got a boost on Simple with the smoke. Oh, and there's the first one from Guardian. This is going to draw the attention away from Simple, so he gets into the mix. 30 seconds left over. Time becomes another issue. Now these CTs start to flood in, but it is Liquid to swing it back near perfectly. They lose those 2 players, 3 versus 5 Launders, and they still retain the round.
Yeah, no, it was a great round from both sides, and like you're saying, that setup was scary, and they did have them play into their hands. You gotta love the positioning from Guardian to sit at elbow and take that easy op shot, teammate on the site to support him, a boost to take attention away from the site guy. It gave them all a lot of opportunities to get kills, and they only got 2, which is because, you know, Twist comes through and gets 2 for himself really quickly, but it was a really, really good attempt for the eco. So now we go into round 11, and it's another buy-up. They try to get aggro on Cat. They lose one of their kind of capstone players in Electronic to that pure duel versus Elige. And again, we talk about the power of the 6 here. He doesn't even take a single point of damage. And that's going to alleviate a lot of the pressure in terms of time for the rest of the round. 3 out long, 1 in the upper tunnels in Nitro. Sitting, just making sure that they don't actually implore that option that I mentioned earlier, just some kind of double upper tunnels push. But it's interesting to me, they haven't even thought about it yet. They seem to be close to the smoke, but are they going to pull it off?
Nice timing on the flash. Boomich bounces back from the car. Guardian on site trying to lend a helping hand, but he's got to be cautious. He knows there's a scope out there honing in on him. Stewie has done a good job of peeling players off at this bomb site. And how does Boomich get into cover? Finds timing on the unscope, but here comes Elige up catwalk, uncontested, mid, Flamey. Last one slip by, and Elige has done it again. Just breaks right through a defense and leaves NAVI scattering.
That was tough, man. That was really, really tough because you look at NAVI, okay, the only thing that was truly counting against them is they lost Electronic so early, and he's just been playing so well that you just simply can't lose a player like that. So he dies, does no damage on Cat, but even on that long setup, you saw the great flash with Boomich at car. He even gets away safely after that, so he almost evens up. And then you think, okay, well, maybe NAVI can hold the line here. But as you mentioned, Elige, so good.
Ooh. Quick snip. Simple sent packing. Flamey hides in the B site yet again. This has been half of his gameplay so far, and you can run, but you can't hide. Elige, the headhunter, drops another, and Team Liquid, for the first time, find themselves in the lead.
We're impressed, but I feel like NAVI, when they are going to have their T tools available to them in the second half, it's going to be just as scary for Team Liquid, just as frustrating for Team Liquid. There it is, that first kill that comes out. But I do like the Cat option. They seem to be so timid at B. They're just like not even thinking about getting aggro. There's just not been a lot of love given to that side of the map from either team.
It was a juicy round from Jonathan.
No smoke in the upper tunnels, but it is pistols.
Finally, we're going to get NAVI venturing into the tunnels. Taking a bit of a gander. Nitro very passively back towards T-spawn.
It's kind of interesting to see that consistently. Every round there's been an eco, Liquid have gone long with Nitro holding the upper tunnels push.
Ooh, Simple's going to try to challenge. Flamey plays into it. Now this is tunnels control for NAVI at the very least. Continues to justify the 3-man stack we have over here on A. And Simple has now fallen back with Flamey, who ejects from tunnels too. They could get ahead of this execution. I mean, we saw a very close round where NAVI put up a 5 versus 3, and Team Liquid still managed to survive. Can they do it yet again? They've lost one weapon. Guardian cleared close. He's got his Glock out, for Christ's sake. No fear of this eco round from NAVI, and understandably so. Team Liquid feeling hot at the moment. NAVI challenges doors and dies. A Krieg offered over.
It's gotten easier and easier. I remember once upon a time, Yanko made a video about why you should go long on Dust 2 for your anti-ecos. And that's obviously knowledge that isn't as valuable when everybody's doing it because you're constantly seeing the stacks. But here, NAVI have found out 3 out of 3 times or 4 out of 4 times that Liquid are doing the same thing over and over again. Yet, they've only gotten farther and farther away from being able to stop it. They've obviously still got the same disadvantages because they are working with pistols, and long provides you that kind of just that distance, that sheer distance to help you with the damage drop-off, to help you with your improve the benefit of having a scope. All of these advantages playing into your hands. So maybe it's come to the point where you can just go long, and if you play it correctly, I guess in their mind, if you play it correctly 100%, you're going to win versus 5 on the site. And they've proven that that's been true, even though NAVI have had very creative stacks. They've done cool stuff. And they still lost.
They've lost a lot since that opening 4-0 score we saw.
Yeah, Electronic kind of just going above and beyond right now. For what it's worth, they're still losing, but he's got nearly 140 ADR. His next highest teammate, Simple, around 90.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they're going to tether off of each other and trade places oftentimes, but it's a good sign that they're both the 2 leaders, obviously. And on the Liquid side, Elige up to 123 ADR, with Twist trailing behind at 98, which is still exceptional, obviously. but it has clearly been Elige and Twist's entries at mid, on long, that have won them rounds.
Is this not what we come to expect from both these lineups? You know, if both teams are having their game plan go to a T, I feel like it is Electronic and Simple at the top of one side, and it should be Elige and Twists on the top of the other.
Totally.
So everything seems par for the course, although, of course, that NAVI did not want to find themselves on. Trailing by 2 rounds, and having given up a lot since the strong start we saw. But from the corner, Boomich strikes. A little bit different in that long play. I feel like the utility of NAVI did stave off the initial push from Liquid. We've seen really aggressive gunfights coming out of there early, but not this time. The smokes kept them at bay. And when they finally decided to move forward, Boomich from the blue box. Surprise, surprise.
Blue box Boomich.
The big boom.
We have seen Liquid do this before.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The stats don't lie. You cannot count them out of these crazy sorts of rounds.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 3 up. Stewie's at mid. He's got a lot of info.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at least knows it's not going to be a 2-1-2. Ooh, opportunity lost. That could have been a big one. We'll soon find out if that matters. 2 up and B still. 3-2 setup. Either site is equally fortified. It's not going to be an easy round no matter what. Good spray from Electronic. Small window of opportunity to get that kill. Stewie drops another one, and now it's just NAV.
Yep, just NAV firing shots at shoulders. Greatly done by Electronic, dropping down into CT to cut them off. I like that. Gets his first kill on Cat. Flies into the second section of the hit.
I'm so curious about the second half. I am so curious if NAVI are going to raise hell in the second half, or if Liquid, or what's their answer, and like how similar do NAVI's setups on T side look like Liquid setups on T side?
Well, make that 2 of us excited for the second half.
Okay, that's all of us. So
that's 100%.
Everyone's got good guns, but one of them is gone now. Stewie gets knocked out of the round by Simple, who's now taking the place of Guardian, who's been playing mid sometimes.
Took 14 rounds, but we did find ourselves on a double op setup for the CT side, and it has worked out so far.
Yeah.
A pick a piece between Simple and Guardian.
Yeah, that's huge.
Nitro holds on to life by a thread.
I wonder if Simple just said, like, I'm confident taking this kill. He does it when it's straight up versus an op. Don't know if there was a flash involved. But, yeah, that enables Guardian too. So we're back where we started last round. Except I guess even worse off, because Nitro's only on 3 HP. Long control in play for NAVI. And Boomich has been quite good. I expect him to get a kill, or even 2. Maybe 2. I'm going to put him at 2.
2 frags is what we're looking at. Nitro. Uh-oh. Gonna miss his first couple of shots. Boomich be able to evade that Molotov, but the flashbang does its job quite well. He has to tuck himself back into the corner. Nitro's looking for his head. Remember, this is 3 HP versus 92. NAVI with a bomb extends, gives himself up. And funnily enough, it's Nitro who survives that engagement. Off of the catwalk comes Twist. Oh, tapping into the heads of Electronic and Guardian. A site cleared. And we have Liquid back into the even ground once more. Another 3 versus 5 situation that they have somehow turned on its head. Oh, fast fight. Oh, Flamey. What are you doing?
Wow, I just didn't expect any kind of fallback that quickly. Huge risk by him. Maybe they won't expect the simple follow-up, though. He comes in late through long. He's pre-scoped.
Sure enough.
No, he's not. Okay, yeah. Now he's going to make noise. Nitro can hide and wait. Crossfire is in. Shots miss from Simple, and he dies, ultimately. Round jeopardized potentially by Flamey. Hard to say. He took a risk. He tried to get out fast.
Yeah.
He thought way too certainly that he was going to get out. He has been having a rough game. But sometimes it looks like Twist is playing on an iPad. Like he's just touching.
Tapping heads.
Yeah. Crosshair goes exactly where he wants it to.
Cracking skulls. But I mean, we've got to tip our hat here. Not NAVI, excuse me. Nitro getting as many kills as he had HP. 3 frags after being that damaged.
That's a stat.
Just wrecks face over there on long doors. Evades those shots, a single one of which would have taken him out of the round. But here we find ourselves in the 15th of the first half. A 4-0 start from NAVI, turns 6-8 at the current moment. We've got a CT who no longer wants to sit back. Electronic bursts out long A, and he's going to start flanking. We could very well be finishing the half where we haven't even found ourselves. This B bomb site, for once, will be attempted on the takedown. Flamey from the corner emerges after the op opens up shop, and Electronics' flank looks fantastic. Nitro, see you later, sucker. Stewie turns back, and Flamey's gonna follow up with that kill too. So Twists, 1 versus 4. We've seen the 2v5s. We've seen the 3v5s.
Yeah.
What about the 1v4?
Yeah, what about the 1v4? Why not? He's at mid. This is where he's been getting all his kills. But I think what we learned this round is this is why they were kind of avoiding B for a while. It was absolutely closed. Oh, hit the shot.
Guardian gonna close this first half convincingly. Look at those scores. 15 and 9 for Twists on the T side. An impeccable performance from him. But we, of course, will have to be back with the second half. Because Launders, we need a breather. I don't know about you, man. That was a really fast first half.
Yeah, why don't we take a bit of a break?
I'm fine with those 15 rounds. No, I think the break's for the A stream, Mo.
Oh, okay.
Chill for a bit. I lied. We've got breaks all over the place. Don't you go too far, because we've got another 15 rounds coming at you here on Dust 2. Last time we didn't have ads on C-Stream, right?
I don't remember.
Right, yeah. No. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I remember Rosmus said like we would, and then in the end we didn't.
Yeah.
So it's just nice. What the fuck is that?
What's up?
Blast Copenhagen round 1.
Copenhagen.
C-Stream over here with the NAVI and the Team Liquid. We're 15 rounds deep. We were at a 4-0 score once upon a time.
That's true, so long ago.
But here we find ourselves. Team Liquid, 1 point of an advantage as they swap over to the defense. Launders, Dust 2 today did not provide us with the most tactical gameplay.
No, it didn't.
But we sure had some
This seemed
gnarly
like Observer
headshots.
Hell.
Yeah.
This seemed like Observer Hell. I've never seen so many kills happen at mid in a game this high level.
I can't
early.
I can't remember how last time I played it or watched a Dust 2 match and only had 1 straight up B hit.
Yeah.
And it comes in the 15th round.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
and it was a total failure, so you can see why they avoided it. But but yeah, I think it was up to Navi. They kind of decided that they wanted to fight at mid on CT side, and maybe that was a bad option. But they had ops and stuff, so you think, of course, I'm going to try it. I have an op, right? I still should be winning all my duels. But it's probably pretty disheartening, you know, to get one tapped by an SG that was waiting for you. That happened to Guardian a couple times. Sucks, but state of the game currently. So we'll see if... I really want to know, like, are they going to get the same treatment here on the CT side? And is Liquid going to change it up? Stewie loves this box.
Ready to tap heads. They start to line up, but down he goes. Quick flash from Nitro, trying to throw himself into the mix, but his shoulder's spotted. Simple, tapping back, and everybody's still standing. Other than poor Stu. Gets wrecked early. Now, we do have two CTs trying to push around through tunnels. They do clear out Boomich, which is nice, but they've lost a player on mid. Now, Legion Twist shoulder to shoulder. These are those two hard hitters thus far, and look at them go. It just falls onto Electronic. 33 HP, 1v3, tapping around the box, but he's dropped. Team Liquid win a pistol.
You just don't see CT teams on the. It looked like they were going to save for a second.
Yeah.
NAV took a few steps back, and I could understand, I could sympathize with that because like Liquid or NAVI got in the site, they kill Stewie for free, they get in quick, they get the bomb down. Like that's usually an unwinnable situation. Now it is a pistol round, so they didn't have enough utility to defend in the after plant, but they still have like super strong spots. But I guess they showed that if they can get in the B site, then so can Liquid. So yeah, I guess that just strengthens the lead of Liquid, reduces the effect of the rifle rounds in this half, potentially, only slightly. But they definitely aren't out of the woods. Here it is, NAVI. We've got some strong pistols on their hands, and I'm sure that Liquid are going to give them fights. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely positive.
Deagle's all over the place here. Don't go peeking, CTs.
Mid to B is the correct option with the long control here from Liquid, just because of how far Twist is if he doesn't push.
Oh,
And he's in the door. Yeah, he's in the door, but you know, coming around the door is a whole different ball game. And they're also going to go up cat, so we'll see. We'll see. We will see.
Aware of that potential mid to B, the scout holds the line. Liege has that rifle, the best rifle in play right now for Liquid. So we're going to run boost Guardian, offer him up to the Wolves. His Glock meant to offset. Look at that grenade damage. Oh, man. If it wasn't for Liege with this double headshot, we could be looking at NAVI flooding this A site. But now we've got the rotations already coming over. Boomich, his deagle runs dry. Nap still keeps himself in cover. Team Liquid recuperate well. But, damn, those frag grenades did like 160 damage between the two ramp players.
Yeah, totally easy. Look at the frag grenades. Good stuff. Yeah, good attempts. Good attempts.
There was gun damage in the mix.
And Guardian was just sent. He was just Balloon Boy for a second there to get information, and he saw two players on the ramp. So that helped NAVI, I think, have confidence moving forward. No one got distracted and allowed them to get close to actually at least getting the bomb down. Stewie gets hit hard through the door. MP9 in hand, but down to 29 HP. Liege through the grenade smoke, finds his kill, reacts a little bit late, but Boomich has the same problem. You know, that kind of obstruction of view because of the smoke.
Yeah, that 2-minute halftime did not stop the pace of this game in any way. The Flames still rage here on Dust 2. Damage out the gates, catwalk push from the CT side. I talked about their 4 versus 5 success rate on Team Liquid, but you know, to no one's surprise, their 5v4 percentage of wins is even better.
Probably a little better, huh?
which is scary when you consider how many of those disadvantaged rounds they won on their T side. It's just a beast. Team Liquid on Dust 2 has been a good spot for them, and especially in this particular matchup. We talked about it, right? 3-0 in Dust 2 maps, these two teams, as far as 2019.
Ooh. Okay, Nitro can do so much as to spot, but runs the risk of getting his head popped off if he tries to shoot. They've escorted Simple into CT spawn with lots of time left over. This is a strong play.
Everybody else is going to come around Cat. Good for them to pick up that first close kill. Liege at bat. Good damage. Oh, nice ding. And he comes in for an attempt at more, but Twist's hot on the heels of the catwalk players, and he has a FAMAS. Flamey tries to use the smoke, but he's spammed straight through. Guardian, he's going to stick this bomb, and the plant now down, but Twists does not wait at all. An 11th for Team Liquid on the retake.
Really confident teams are going to move quickly. And I think that they have identified this time where the bomb's about to go down. They know it probably is inevitable that it gets planted because the T's have crossed enough distance.
True enough.
But Liquid are going to fight more in that moment than any other moment.
Especially picking up Flamey through the smoke. You know he's that third member. He is the coverage for the bomb. Look how easy this push is from Twists. Catches Guardian on the pop-up.
And look at Guardian, who has an op. You know, because they don't wait for the post plant, for like the settled post plant, nobody's in the best spots possible. They have a player who's got his hands busy planting the bomb. That player is also the opper, one of the most valuable pieces in the post plant. So then they put him in a position where now he's got to fight by himself with the op, where he's much less useful. And I think that's probably why Liquid are able to win that one. NAVI on pistols, going to be
Oh, first kill is theirs. That's CZ. Doing all right. Nitro knows that he is outnumbered, but he's no longer outgunned. Here we have it. The rotation's inwards. Elige gonna have to go for the reload. Terra's doing a really good job of at least scrambling the defense, causing chaos at the very least. There's the headshot from Flamey's Deagle, but that flank could catch him off guard, sure enough. And Simple falls right after.
See how they keep fighting? They just keep fighting. Because as soon as that bomb is close to the bomb plant zone, the T's mentality changes to play more defensive, try to get this bomb down, protect the bomb planter, find good spots to hold. And if the CTs keep pushing stuff, yes, they can die, but they clearly are confident in the fact that they're ahead, or they're ahead in the firepower department, so they've got advantageous duels on an individual level, and they're also really close to the bomb plant zone as well, so they can kind of shoot through the door, spam, take a fight if it comes to them, and it just seems to be their comfort zone. It's also very difficult. I mean, you're just Navi in that situation. You're like, how can I just relax for a second? Like, I'm supposed to have a reward for getting in the site, right?
Can I please breathe?
Yeah, but no, they don't let them. They don't take their foot off their neck.
NAVI will offer a bit of space, missing that op shot. Navi still have the utility to slow this down.
Oh, NAVI just looks so defeated every time he misses a shot. Even if it's just like not that important, he just looks like he got a D on his report card.
A grenade that does surprisingly little bit of damage. And a head boost that nets them nothing.
I really liked last round how Simple got escorted in the CT spawn and then they cross cat.
Right, that was sick.
That was cool. That was cool. I don't think it might have been a one-off because of the circumstances, but typically that's going to be hard to do because someone can peek from long, someone should be in CT spawn, and someone can see you from B. But they use the smoke to the left side of mid for specifically a player that might be in window. So maybe there's a chance they could put that into the setup once again and attempt the cat play. Here, this time they try to jump down and ends up being successful. Twist goes down with no kill to his name.
Awesome. Now Stewie's going to spot at least one body already up in this one. Nitro challenging, and it's 3 kills. They just smash them from all directions, but Guardian can't control up close. Still 20 seconds to go. No bomb for Simple, and 3 opponents swarming possession of the explosives. Again, you talk about just not letting them breathe. Look at the way Elige doubles back through catwalk and screws up that mid to B. You know, even though Bomich is able to get down through CT spawn, very quickly replaced by the counter-terrorists, all the while your B-site players not fearful of fighting mid, but rather challenging through window. So sure enough, justified. Team Liquid on fire, leading by 6 rounds now.
The first time in this match, I think, because we had Navi get to 4 and then
it kept getting broken.
Yeah, it kept getting broken up. But this is kind of an important one because we see, like, at a certain point they were close. They were 1 round apart. Liquid have just had a flawless CT side. And I think their brand of Counter-Strike is just basically that they know when to apply pressure, and they're not afraid to do it, and they all do it together. They trust each other to do it together, and they always commit. That's good to have that level of faith in a teammate.
Hey, Launders, guess what?
Chicken butt.
Nope. FaZe Clan just beat Astralis 16-2.
Oh, shoot, really?
Who would have thunk it? Dunked it. Twists down after just 1. Cat in contest.
Did you say FaZe beat Astralis 16-2?
Yeah, is that just now kind of dawning on you?
I'm letting that ruminate for a second.
Let it stew, brew, boil. Here we go. Another opening kill for the T's. Navi taking that numbers advantage, but it hasn't always meant the round win. This, you'd think, should be enough. The double op between Nitro and NAF, such a valuable save. They've called it quits already. Yeah. This is Navi breaking the spree of Team Liquid. Run and save, run and hide.
I was a little bit mystified by the result that you just brought.
Yes, I really didn't mean to kind of push you off the ball like that.
I mean, I just know it's definitely important. It's definitely important that that happened. That's kind of crazy. We will be seeing Navi Astralis round 4.
Yeah, that's mine and yours stage game.
Yeah,
baby.
So this could be a very important match for Navi, because all the round 1 matches are kind of very, very important.
I love day 1 blasts.
Yeah,
when crazy things start happening,
set the tone.
Just puts the pressure up for tomorrow. And funny enough, our last blast event, of course, Blast Moscow.
Moscow.
We saw Avant-Garde drop 0-2 in the opening day.
The only time.
And the first time ever, the team who goes 0-2 claws their way back into first place.
Yep.
So with BO1s and 2 days of gameplay, anything is possible.
I don't think an 0-2 team's even ever made to second place.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But we also, at the same event, had the most amount of ties in the opening day.
That did help. That did help.
A storm of mixed results.
A flurry.
Alas, we bring ourselves back towards long A. Early clash. Electronic just charges him down. Run like a rat. Nitro, run over.
That's huge. Electronic just sees that the molly comes down. He's beating the time. He completely takes no damage from it. He's got flashes from his teammates to support him crossing out the long. That's an easy kill. You can't even blame Nitro for standing at the corner. He thinks he gets there fast enough to throw the grenade. That they have to respect it, but he had another thing coming. Round's not over, though, for Liquid, that is. They've still got cat control, a bunch of presence at mid, and they have an op in the back of B. So that fortifies their defense a little bit. They have to move less. They can, like, trust Stewie. There hasn't been kind of a late B explosion after a long take or anything like that that they have to think about from the past. So it's pretty much 3v5 or 3v4 here all long.
Nice little pinch. Elige will tuck himself in.
Oh.
Ooh, Nafly gotta hit those. A second shot astray. And yet, still one man survives. Elige.
One boy genius.
Tucked away in safety. That bomb plant was nearly exposed to him, but he heard the footstep of Guardian. Still, he's bested. And Stewie 2K, nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Hard to call that round when, like, in terms of a replay, you look back on that round, it's like, well, Naf in another universe hit those 2 shots. Then he hits those 2 shots, and it's probably an easy A-hold. But
What'd you call me?
No. Butthole, sorry. But yeah, he usually would hit those 2 shots, or at least one of them. It's a different round. So, you know, you don't want to get too, you don't want to analyze that too much, because ultimately, if you ask Naf, he'd been like, well, I normally hit those. So let's try not to read into this. But now we move into what's more what's now a more interesting game. NAVI are offered up double digits.
And a 4-round difference is all that separates us here.
And, you know, it's a we take those moment. Even though it's not going to happen all the time, you got to take those.
Flashbangs aplenty, popping in the B site, but there's a stack going on here from Team Liquid. They now start to emerge from their cubby holes, and 3 kills across the board for them. Guardian's gonna try to get back with bomb run, and he will, as far as he can. Elige still hot on his heels. He runs to Flamey, his big brother. Safety's been found, Sanctuary in mid. And the counter-terrorists still in pursuit. They're going to walk right into this trap. Fare thee well. NAVI with their 10th round, but they did it in classic NAVI fashion.
They did, yeah. They were behind enemy lines. They didn't even
I don't know,
really care if it was a stack or not. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not often that CT's stack B. What we saw in the first half was literally Liquid. They were counting on, it was a hard read. They were counting on NAVI to do something that they would never, right? They were, you know, stacking into a site. They expected the rush. They set the net out. And they had come close. But good. I guess that NAVI one makes the game, I think, a little bit more interesting. Flashes out the long, and the T's have been very good at this. They've gone 2 for 1. Flamey coming in with his last 2 kills in that last round. It's the 2 entries here, makes it now a 3v3. Bomb is down in front of the blue dumpster. The CTs have now got to regroup.
If Electronic peeks this. Nope, they boost fast. Still at the bottom of the totem pole, kicked out. Stewie cut down at the knees. And you'd think this A hit should be a breeze, but Naf looks to go retake mid. Him and Nitro, shoulder to shoulder. Did they save here?
I don't. But I would maybe say, okay, we pick a site, and if they don't come to us, then we save. But it looks like they might be doing that. Crossing mid is so difficult on Dust 2. Once you have committed to just crossing to the other side. Oh, wait, this could be an important kill. Oh, wow, okay, no, the T gets it, or Electronic. Just make sure that this round is as close to over as possible. Get Right was just on the desk talking about how teams are so much less inclined to go for rounds like these now.
As in saving
1v2s that are somewhat fathomable. You know, like Nitro was technically just in the tunnel before the bomb had gone down. 1v2. If you're playing a pug, you're going to go for that. you're playing a semi-high level match, some players would go for that.
Right.
But at the top level, you almost never go for it, period.
Well, there was an
2019.
HLTV interview with Semler just came out, I believe, yesterday, where he's talking about, you know, the surprising maybe lack of discipline in terms of surviving rounds like these. Like how we should have more discipline in terms of economy, how these sorts of saves should be called more often.
Yeah.
And if you see that trend as well, then maybe it is moving in the right direction.
Yeah, so I think what GetRight was saying that is that he didn't want an economy that favored that.
Okay.
He wanted so he would agree, but he was saying that he wanted it to be such that the game encouraged you to go for crazy rounds like that.
Okay.
So it's more interesting to watch. And obviously it's GetRight. He's got one of the most clutches in the entire game. So he's going to want to be encouraged to try to go for crazy 1v2s because he's had a few. And obviously some of the best moments in Counter-Strike are just these ridiculous clutches that you were never supposed to win. But right now, it makes they're playing the game the way it was meant to be played.
Yeah.
And that means being smart, not just going for 3v5 situations, 1v2 situations. It is another eco.
Do they not burn him out here?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they care that NAF exists. But you should always care that NAF exists. It's always a good idea to care that NAF exists.
Smokes up and over.
I think they still might molly this.
Well, they do have 2 Molotovs in play, Navi.
They don't have close right clean at all. Wow, they're not even clearing this. Oh, wow.
Electronic's going to have eyes on it. But
Is this Diang? That's Diang.
Chills here.
Are we on head level?
Call the trigger discipline. How many pass? NAV. Oh, the feet start to stampede. He pops up! 2 kills, nearly the 3rd, but Electronics swinging it back in, trying to be the saving grace. Navi doing such a good job of cutting down that lead, of getting back into contention here on Dust 2.
Pull the play on a fast rotate. As soon as the T's have to pick up the pieces, Stewie comes in for the long flank. Electronic holding this.
Oh, man,
Too
he's
fast
doing
on the
it all.
trigger.
3 kills. He is 26 and 19.
They're expecting some kind of fallback.
A big round. Bomb tossed over. Guardian's going to get his paws on it. And this plant is going to go through no matter what.
Yeah, no early rotation. Twist only has a deagle. You think he's got to jock for position quickly. But they've started to move out. Nade, it's decent. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, you take that. Electronics actually challenging. Nitro wary of the bomb site. This would be a hell of a time for him to ace. And these 2 CTs could line up so easily for him. The barrel, a warning sign, and there you go. Even with Guardian being dropped, it is Electronic to put them on fire.
Such precision. An absolutely clinical round from Electronic. And it's like every kill is so pivotal. Pivotal. I was just about to describe how Nafly wins that for Liquid because he gets those. He finds the perfect position where they don't clear. He pulls off this fantastic 2K with the P250. But it's Electronic to trade right away and then go ahead and kill every single player on Liquid.
Headshot, headshot, headshot. All he's got with that Krieg.
Navi are in fire. And they are 1 round away from tying up at 13-13. This is where everything in the past is almost pointless.
That's why you drop out of history. NAF ready for the run boost. Electronics going to be thrown, maybe? They had peek, and it's seen from beneath. Lucky to be alive. Boomich. Poor guy. Just trying to support. Almost bites the bullet.
Stalemate. A lot of damage though. Boomich is, he's limping. Up trades hands. We'll see. Again, no easier site, still 5v5. Cat's been a common play for them. We've seen them bully their way into the site versus high numbers, do good job, so can see where they want to try it. Nobody's up close on Cat. This op can get flashed off easily.
He's got full long control, however, so just hone in and knock them down like inanimate bowling pins. Guardian, first cross head on display, and it's popped. Nafly, great shot.
That's the bomb.
Stewie hears the footsteps, 25 seconds left, and the rest of Liquid start to creep their way up from CT spawn. He's gonna go for the peak, and Electronic holds it. Good headshot back 1 again, but this Opper still consists. And Elige persists his way from spawn. Oh, not again. Don't let this kid ace. Simple's gonna get into the mix. Boomich drops another, and NAVI tie at 13 rounds apiece.
You gotta appreciate that they took that option. That was really nice execution from NAVI, and now NAF makes that as hard as possible by getting getting Guardian out of the round, who has the bomb, who's so far away from his teammates. You see, they have to work to scramble to get that bomb planted, and they still come away with it. That's beautiful. I think a problem for Liquid there is they needed to have someone on the cat retake. That was probably an important part. You know, if you're in CT spawn coming up the ramp, then you're always going to be a slave to the head peaks that come up over the railing on cat. And we kind of saw that. They're just shooting fish in a barrel over the railing. Yeah, and so maybe they needed to make a more aggressive move to try to take mid control as soon as they knew it was going to be a cat play. But our retroactive analysis is a benefit that we have because, you know, we could see everything. It's 13-13. It's pistols.
Simple season. And Elige is going to be predicted now. Yep. Sayonara, sucker. Nav takes his place. Little flash through door. A lot of bodies piling up here towards mid yet again. This has been the battleground of this map. So constantly throughout this first match. And Twist now comes out. What? Electronic's gonna get blown away, but still, we've got just Nitro left. Everybody else ready to drop.
What is happening?
Hello, stop! Pump the brakes. Bomb's going towards A. Boomich is like, I've got this round, guys. Do what you gotta do. But things are starting to get a little too hectic. Nitro just looking to add to the damage tally. Flamey cuts him down. 14-13 Navi get that lead back.
That lead back since that 4-0 start. The first time they got their lead back, they look beastly on the T side. They even lost the second pistol. This is definitely a good-looking Navi, but specifically, can we just say electronic, man?
Right.
33 kills, 140 ADR. 140 ADR on round 28.
One more time.
140. 140.
It's ridiculous.
That's for this many rounds?
And I mean, he's consistently putting up numbers on Dust 2 for Navi. You know, that's not the big surprise. It's to the extreme that it is at this moment. And when you consider the fact that Team Liquid on the head-to-head have 3 victories on Dust 2 to Navi's 0.
Yep.
Again, 7 out of 8 matches played between these two teams in 2019 resulted in a win, but maybe not tonight.
No, yeah, it's one-sided. It's a one-sided history for sure. It's obviously also a different Navi. I don't know if I'll ever get used to seeing Guardian and Simple sitting there. That's very strange. It's very strange, but maybe it was just meant to be. We'll see. Don't want to get too excited, but yeah, this is definitely solid. Liquid, some of these rounds should probably be a bit closer. Can see how they couldn't win rounds, but if I'm Navi, I kind of just try to get the bomb down off Cat again. If they don't want to go B, that's fine. B just seems like a much more volatile option. The tunnels push, you rely so heavily on the first player getting like a first bullet headshot, finding out where they were. You can't flash over to the site, you know what I mean? You can throw one smoke out to the front. Most of the time, you're just kind of running out on a timing where you feel like there's no op like staring down the tunnels, and then you just try to hit your shot.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is like looking at wealth disparity in America.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
God damn.
Very morose.
Electronic, let him off. You know what's wild, Launders? We have a chance to touch on this.
Okay.
Stewie 2K's form. He has the second lowest form rating.
Yeah.
At all the players here in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And the only player lower than him is Guardian. So right now, Stewie finds himself 8-20.
Guardian, bye-bye.
Yeah. So this is a tough one. This is a tough map. And Stewie's been very self-critical and very self-aware even of that form.
Yeah, he said that sometimes the stats don't reflect the player as well as people would like to believe. But he said this time, it is true for him, and that he feels like he is underperforming in a way that's directly a detriment to the team and their results. So it's obviously good to see, to have that self-awareness. I mean, you don't get to this level by not having self-awareness, though.
No.
I think some people forget. They see players have egos, but you can't actually improve unless you can be self-critical. So even if they don't show that to you, or they're egotistical towards their teammates or other players, they still have to be able to be self-critical with themselves when they're in their room alone thinking about how to get better. And so, you know, it's nice to see once in a while, like kind of a player just kind of share that with the public. But you know they all have that. They all have that.
Sure enough.
You don't get to this level without that.
You don't win majors.
You don't win majors, yeah.
Without that.
You don't get rings.
Pizzazz. But alas, here we go. Either NAVI securing overtime at the least, or at least, excuse me, the 15th round. Team Liquid tying it up at 14 all. Draws are a thing in the BO1 rounds. Great grenade and the follow-up of 5 versus 4 from Team Liquid. You'd think that should be enough to kickstart the round. Another one down. Stewie could even go for the window peek if he wants to. NAVI reeling it back in through mid because they find themselves 2v5.
Yeah.
We're at a minute 15. And NAVI have just been blown away.
Probably the most important part were how well those grenades landed. You know, you're going to do a bit over 50 with great, like, perfect grenades. They got 2 off right at Boomich's feet just as he's throwing this kind of frivolous piece of utility. So it's a huge pickup there. They know that the cat aggression doesn't continue. They set their eyes on mid. Stewie nails that frag, and they lock it up. This is great. And now we can actually, I mean, the economy actually matters for Liquid, right? They don't want to lose anybody, or they won't be able to maintain this double op setup.
Simple takes the forefront, looking for a head. Elige comes around, gets his kill. Guardian trades, but in a 1 versus 5, you'd think he is done for. Hold your horses. Twist takes damage, and he does know Naf is near. A little bit more footing, but he's left that bomb back, so frags are the name of the game. And he's gonna find himself nothing further. 14 rounds apiece. Launders, this map is going the distance.
Yes, it is, as it should have. Very comfortable map for NAVI, but we're getting this kind of... Oh, wow, that was just kind of like an offhand fadeaway grenade from the corner of Goose. Thought they were just kind of timed to land at the exact same place, the exact same time, but no. That was just a good call, I guess, to be like right now, like nade, and they land it. So that's great. So now we're into round 29. We've got great guns for the CTs. We've actually not got great guns for the Ts, which I thought maybe they would be able to buy everything they want. Boomich has enough money. Electronic can drop. Okay, they're good. They're definitely good. And they have 1 out. That's about as many as you need on the T side. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen now. That was such a great start to the round for Liquid. They can't really ask for a better opportunity than that in the past. But because they dealt specifically with the cat play that was such a big problem for them in previous rounds, my faith has been restored that they can maybe pull this off again, especially since NAVI are probably always going to be thinking about going to cat because it's something that they have kind of an ace in the hole for them with how well some of these previous rounds have went.
Good grenade. Fantastic grenade. And an even better spray. Elige, 2 frags immediately. Team Liquid, they were just roping the hope of NAVI all the way to round 28. And then they take it back from their cold, clammy hands.
My God.
Where was this for the last 10 rounds? The utility has been fantastic. They blew Boomich away off Catwalk in the previous round.
Wow, they're reading these openers. Like, first of all, another round where the grenades like score the opener and are really important and they land perfectly. This time it's at long.
Timing to a T.
Timing to a T.
Timing on the T's. NAVI down to just 3. I mean, really 2.5. Could set up the Opera to try and peel Elige off the bomb site.
Yeah, so what do you do here? You've got a couple of smokes, you have flashes. You can go for a boost and try to use a little bit of that time. This gives away some of the play. Looks like they want to just move fast into an execute. Goose Molly comes out. No one's there, but they'll at least have peace of mind. And Nafly has an op. They've still got this threat to deal with. Spray is bad.
Flames. Elige, he was looking for the spray down, but finds himself nothing. Now, this could very well enable the catwalk plant, and yet again, as we've seen from Team Liquid, nobody playing for that cat retake. It's 2 members up from spawn, and still Naf and Twist who look on from long. Smoke down to try and create a little room to play, but Electronic's gonna take this into his own hands. He finds the turn! Guardian and him, dropping 3 bodies, leaving Twist alone to clutch. And that bomb's already halfway gone. Guardian gets his position back on Cat. Smoke's gonna block that off. He reads Electronic pushing upwards, but already the ramp's been taken, and NAVI find 15!
Point secured. That's it. They lock it up. Point secured. That's huge. That's amazing. Electronic, you got to say his name again. He's still at 140 ADR.
Oh my man, he just doesn't stop. He knows there's no one holding Cat, so this time he pushes even further. He doesn't wait for them to make their play. He gets the ball rolling.
That spray transfer was absurd too.
36 frickin' frags. And one more round to go.
My God. This is definitely one of the best Dust 2 performances I've ever seen. Just in terms of how many key frags he's gotten, the eco round that they save. And now that we tally those up, we see that we're on round 30, right? We're in one round. So if you make some misstep on any of those rounds where you had heroic plays, and then once you're past the 30 mark, you're seeing all these kills that probably should never happen, right? 36 kills should never happen in a map. But he's unstoppable right now. He can't be stopped.
Listen, Mo, get your bets in. Does he hit that 40?
In this round? Why not? Sure. Yeah, like, let's...
Just remember,
we all want to see it.
No overtimes.
He's out front.
Here it blasts. So he's already gotten himself past that Molotov. 4 bodies to line up, and he starts spraying. There's 2. Flaming with the flash assist, but Nav, maybe, just maybe, can hold on here. He's going for the 3rd, but he too toppled, and now Stewie 1v3. A minute and a half still for NAVI to play this. They can make him sweat. Silence falls across the server until the smokes and fire pop. He's taken the shot through smoke and knows that the bomb's being planted, predicts the peak, but turns away, and NAVI 16-14.
3 points.
God damn. How did they manage to pull that off? A 4-0 start and then a flat CT side. They lost the 2nd pistol, and they give us a hell of a show. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 of the last 10 rounds.
Wow. That's tough. I mean, that's tough to think about. That 5-0 start in the second half. I mean, wow.
That's got to sting.
38 kills, man. 38 kills.
Unreal performance from Electronic. And again, it's kind of what we look to. You know, you look for the Electronic and Simple show. And Simple, in this case, was not needed. That's a one-man army. And NAVI pick up round 1. So we're going to go ahead and throw this one to a break. There's plenty of Counter-Strike still to come here. It is day 1 of Blast Copenhagen. We'll see you guys back for the next maps.
I have no idea. It's such a weird thing because I didn't imagine I get to do this, and then suddenly when I started doing it full time, it was all quite sudden. I'm almost in the moment at the moment and not even thinking about the future. I keep emphasizing I'm a nice person, which might mean I'm not.
Everyone, I'm stood here with Twister, the coach from Ents, and I've got Little from Fours. And what I've just discovered is these two used to play together in 1.6. Do you think you can beat these guys today?
Who?
Oh, well, there you have it. It's going to be a fiery one, so let's head back to the desk. Thank you so much. You made my job so easy. Thank you. Good luck, guys. Thank you. No. We'll head it back to the desk. I said send, it's fine.
Sometimes it will be, I've had a week to prepare and I've got my notes. Sometimes I actually need to refresh. So I'm always looking at interviews and just trying to find out what the players have been saying, because sometimes that's quite useful to kind of call back to when I'm doing interviews. Standings, I'll look at their map pools and things like that. So it's general prep and also catching up with the talent when they land, because one of the best things about Blast is the talent you get to work with are just so much fun, and it's always such a pleasure to see them. So, for example, like I'm always looking forward to seeing Potter.
I'm really bad at it.
What can you say about that one? Of course, we were here at the analyst desk setting the scene for Ninjas in Pajamas versus Cloud9. Of course, 2 games running alongside that one as well here at Blast Pro Series. I'm joined by Sponge and Potter to provide some insight as to how it went down. And our casters made some of their opinions quite clear regarding the Counter-Strike they were witnessing. Cloud9 unable to put up a fair fight, some resistance versus the Ninjas.
Don't you dare sleep on Cloud9, Alex.
Damn it, you're right. I've been taking the wrong pills.
Don't you even start to think that game was... Yeah, that game wasn't competitive.
Yikes.
Yeah, here's some fun numbers for y'all. Mixwell in that game in the first half went 1 for 7 in opening duels. Now, for those people who don't understand, he died first 7 times. Now, as the T's, normally when you're initiating, yeah, you can see that happening, but there wasn't much success across the board. Cloud9 only had 3 opening kills in that first half, 2 of which came against 4 spies, so the round 2 and 3 of the game, and then 1 of them was on a pistol force of their own, or a pistol upgrade of their own. So not a lot of damage being done here by the North Americans.
No, certainly not. I mean, Christine, it didn't look too bad to start things off. Some opening rounds, some nice shots being hit by Kusta and co, but really started to accelerate for the Ninja.
Exactly, and I mean, Kusta did have a good performance coming out of him, which bodes well for Cloud9, but yeah, Chad, you're absolutely right. There was nothing getting going for Cloud9, and we mentioned in the pregame that Cloud9 are looking to have their players be more independent, that autonomy. They spoke about their players fulfilling their responsibilities on their own, and that's what they were looking for, but man, I just keep thinking about that round 10 when they all had CZs going through that connector. I think that was the round right then where Plopsky gets that knife kill, but it was so discombobulated. You know, when we think about teams on those half buys, we think about the no fear, getting in the opponent's faces, but this was just 1 by 1 by 1, and NIP, those are the easiest frags they're going to get in 2019.
And there's just no resistance being put up is fantastic news in the context of the storyline for this tournament going forward to Bahrain, right? We got the global finals coming up towards the end of the year. The only way that NIP don't make the top 4 is by coming last, and beating Cloud9, the team here is most likely going to come last. That's a fantastic step in that direction.
Yeah, and it looks like Forrest took a fantastic step in the wrong direction.
He got lost?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There, he's got it. Good job, team. Yes, yeah, happy Forest, and of course a big win for NIP. The point you're making, of course, the fact is that they've got a ticket to Bahrain. They've got a ticket to those finals should they not finish last, and a big win to start things off. Admittedly, though, versus one of the biggest unknown entities in this bracket, this tournament structure. 6 teams in Cloud9. Definitely seeded towards that 6th position, given the unknown quantity. They've just changed a player and have yet to make much of an impact this year.
Yeah, as I said before, they'd only played 2 maps since Ambrosia had joined, replacing 10s. Now, you know, that whole reason replacing that, you know, roster changes happen. There's a long time to the next major. I understand with teams going through teething issues now, DAP's rebuilding another squad. But when you look at the 4 other guys on the team, you got Kusta, DAPS, Mixwell, Automatic, right? They'd played 38 maps together, which is a decent haul. The problem is most of their games have just been over in that North American region. And look, I think that they're stuck in a very difficult position. If your once upon a time major winning star, Automatic, is not your star player, consistently putting up numbers, the team formulation to me just feels wrong.
Certainly, and I think something probably feeling quite right for Lecro at the moment. Let's hear from him after their first victory here at Blast Pro.
I'm with Lecro, and I wanted to ask you, first of all, about how you made your way in after a slightly slow start, because you chained 15 rounds, Lecro. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we had some really good communication, and everyone was hitting shots, and the rotation was on point, so I don't know, was just feeling good.
So what happened then when it came to the first match point, though, because you did lose to a 4-spy?
Yeah, it was fine. They forced every round after the pistol, so it was kind of fine. So we expected them to buy every round, but they caught us off guard when they blew up the door like we did, and they slowed down our T game pretty much.
Something that Semler noted during the cast as well was that Cloud9 actually seemed to have the edge on you in terms of Flash assisting each other. Is that something you need to fix for future matches?
No, I don't think so. I think it's fine. They were playing T. You need to use more flashes on the T side. CT side, it's when they push, you need to flash them, and yeah, I think it's fine.
Next up, you're playing Astralis on the same map on Overpass. We know Astralis love that map just as much as you do, and they've just played against FaZe. They lost 16-2. You must be quite shocked by that result.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to beat them 16-2. Sure, FaZe has been looking pretty okay, so I think I'm not surprised that they won, but the result itself was pretty surprising.
With that in mind, who are you more nervous to face, Astralis or FaZe?
I don't know. I'm fine with either. It's no problem.
So what is the game plan going into the match against Astralis next?
That's a bit secret, but yeah, I don't know. We're just going to play our game mostly and have some anti-strategies, of course. And
in terms of Twist coming into the roster, I haven't had much of a chance to ask you about this. How much did the roles change?
Not that much. It was mainly him opping. Forrest didn't have to force himself to play like He was supposed to be the second upper, not the first one, so he's more comfortable in his role right now, I think.
Yeah, and Twist in the bathrooms, the A site, holding things expertly on that CT side. Do you feel like he's 100% Ninja now?
Yeah, of course. As soon as he joined, he fit in perfectly, so I think it's perfect.
Well, good luck with the rest of your matches. Thank you so much for talking to me, Letro. Glad the comms was on point today. And